According to a report by Coffee Research Institute, a farmer can make even up to 640,000 shillings per acre per annum. Assuming you have 10 acres, a farmer can make even more than 6.4 million shillings per year. But that was a reality during former President late Mwai Kibaki's tenure. According to farmers, in 2022, that remains just a dream.
If you go to Coffee Research, you'll be surprised. There is no seedling. There is no seed, meaning that even the coffee we are having in the field have issues.
This is retired Colonel Tom Mwanabisi, a coffee farmer. It's only in his retirement that he decided to venture into coffee farming.
I have been a coffee farmer for over 26 years since my retirement. I took a little of my terminal benefits and I invested in coffee, hoping that this is where my bread will come from after retirement.
Over the years, he says, efforts by various governments to revive the sector has proven futile. But he says some of the gaps that he has identified over time is the conflicting legislations that the governments have been putting in place.
Then when you look at the law, it seems to segment, to divide between the Nairobi Coffee Exchange and the direct sale. And when you look at the Coffee Act that is still in operation today, that is a conflict. Currently, as we are talking, that sibling rivalry between the two ministries have made the farmer lose direction.
Peter Gikonyo, the chairman of the Kenya Coffee Producers Association, KCPA, also shares a similar view.
The task force came with the two conflicting regulations. We already have the coffee general regulation, that is 2019, and another one that is CMA regulation of 2020. CMA was supposed to regulate the trading of coffee, but specifically the auction or the market. Now, without even considering that whether the auction befits or falls within the interpretation of an exchange, then that has not been happening because the organization that is mandated to oversee that is the Capital Market Authority. If they still have the mandate, nobody stopped them from pursuing that because those are government bodies and they know how they are supposed to handle their internal matters. But where we sit as farmers, we are farmers and we belong to the agriculture. So if there is anybody who would want to come and take us to another level, we have no problem with those institutions.
Over the years, coffee farmers have reported an up and down yield patterns. Years with high yields are often followed by years with low yields and vice versa. The negative trajectory recorded in the recent years have largely been attributed to unfair competition with other external markets.
Raw coffee production in Kenya has generally been declining over the years, from the highs of 130 metric tons to the current 48 metric tons. This has been occasioned by frustration and demotivation of coffee farmers with poor prices, inadequate knowledge and skills gap, and high cost of doing business.
Farmers here have an option of selling their coffee directly to international buyers or contracting marketing agencies to sell through the weekly auctions at the Nairobi Coffee Exchange. Sales through both channels, however, remain susceptible to price volatility due to fundamentals in the global markets, which leaves the farmer deeply exposed.
The farmer feels like they do not understand what happens because the farmer is told about the grading. But when you come to the market, it's a different ballgame where they talk about the capping, the cap quality. So what we're also looking at is to empower the farmer at the level of their own comfort. They will be able to now know what is happening in the coffee industry. So when you deliver your coffee, you're able to know the cap, because then there should be the requirement from the raw that when you deliver your coffee, you need to get a pre-meeting analysis statement that gives you all the indications of what have you delivered.
The lobby group now wants the government to come up with interventions that will see farmers realize profits in one of the oldest agricultural produce in the world. Linda Koskei, K24 TV.